take that option if you can't go to the dog sled, because just going to the glacier is still freaking amazing. Hey folks, I'm Walter. You know, yesterday I said this is the year for Alaska. If you've been thinking about it, if you have the time and the wherewithal to do it, the prices are amazing this year. And we went a few years ago, and I think it was during the live stream, somebody asked me, you know, about some of our excursions. I took over 3,800 photographs. We did a whole book on Alaska when we went up there. And these were some of our favorite excursions if you are going to Alaska. Now, we did Princess. We did 7 days on land, 7 days on the ship. We were on the Sapphire Princess at the time. So now in Fairbanks, we went and visited the Museum of the North, which is absolutely stunning, beautiful museum up there. And we also went to the Chena Hot Springs Resort, where they have an ice museum. This guy carves like amazing. In fact, I've got life-size horse and jouster sitting behind me in one of these photos. So absolutely beautiful if you end up in Fairbanks. We got to take the train from Fairbanks down to Denali, where I probably took about 500 photographs on the train. In Denali, one of the cool things that we did was we just simply took a hike. It was just me and Rebecca and a local guide walking through a dry riverbed, pointing out a lot of things, and we happened upon a moose and her baby. Oh my God, it was so amazing. And we did a death-defying bus ride into Denali National Park, where the bus is literally over the edge of the cliff and you're looking down and you don't see the road over and over. And that was absolutely stunning. So those are two things to do in Denali. And in Copper River, we did a little whitewater rafting. It was probably about 35 degrees that day, so it was the coldest day of the whole trip. But wow, to see the river where the salmon run, and then have fresh salmon that night in the Princess Lodge in Copper River. Wow! If you go to Skagway, there's some awesome helicopter tours there. Now, the one we wanted to do was a helicopter to a dog sled camp, but the clouds were too low, so they gave us the option to go to a glacier. Take that option if you can't go to the dog sled, because just going to the glacier is still freaking amazing. And what they did was they flew us one way there and then a different way back, so even the flights were amazing. Now, if you're in Juneau, look up Harv and Marv whale watching. These guys are awesome. They have like 6 or 7 boats that only 6 to 18 people, something like that. So they're small boats. When we were out with them, I mean, he could just go wherever. He's like, oh, I saw some whales over here. We're just gonna go over there, and we're just gonna go over there. And then we saw the Princess boat at one point, and it was a double-decker with like 250 people. And you know, you're never gonna get that view of the whale. Like, we were right there next to the whale, and he was putting us right there. So Harv and Marv in Juneau. And if you're a photographer like me, well, you know, Alaska, you don't even need an excursion. Just start walking around or taking photos from the ship. Now, Alaska is one of those places where those really long telephoto lenses are awesome to have, you know, with the glaciers, with the wildlife. And a website like lensrentals.com, and I mention them because I've actually used them before and they're really good. You can get those, you know, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 super long telephotos to take wonderful pictures in Alaska for maybe a couple $100 for a week. So if you really enjoy photography, it might be worth renting one of those lenses for your next cruise. So those are some of the excursions that we recommend. We really want to go back. I'm hoping we get back next year. But what about the rest of you? What excursions have you done in Alaska that you would recommend for others?